Remember what real leaders sound like.
Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice.
Too often we honor swagger and bluster and the wielders of force. Too often we excuse those who are willing to build their own lives on the shattered dreams of other human beings.
Now those who divide speak.
And I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
I agree that looters ought to be shot, yes.
On sight?
On sight. The Negro and white citizen of this state are against the breakdown of law and order.
You have to dominate the streets. Please don't be too nice. Very fine people on both sides.
When you hear leaders speak, you know who they are, who they represent, and what kind of America they'll create.
When Donald Trump came out of hiding this week, he didn't do it to bring us together or heal the nation. He wasn't there to offer words of calm and comfort. Instead, he became what we always feared, evoked the worst of our past, threatened our governors and states. He ordered our own soldiers who fought in Iraq and Afghanistan to flood the streets, instructing them to turn against Americans, used churches and the Holy Bible as political props. He didn't invoke the Lord to give us wisdom, but to boost his polls. Ordered an attack on unarmed protesters, using gas, rubber bullets, and flash grenades. Washington transformed into a war zone for this coward. This is a time for choosing. America or Trump?
I looked out. The field it looked like 1.5 million people.
It took almost 4 years for Trump to get the crowds he wanted. After years of Donald Trump's divisiveness and discord, America is coming together. This year, we have a choice to make. America or Trump? Imagine how big the crowds will be when he's gone. A new day begins on November 3rd.
The men who followed this flag 150 years ago knew what it meant. Treason against their country. The death of the United States. America defeated the men who followed that flag. Those with honor surrendered and cast it aside forever. So why does it keep showing up today at events supporting Donald Trump? And why does he call the folks who carry it very fine people?
I think there's blame on both sides, but you also had people that were very fine people.
What does it say that they're all in for Trump? What does it say that he won't condemn a flag of hate, division, and losers? For us, it says this is a time for choosing America or Trump.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
I moved on her like a bitch. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab him by the pussy.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember. And if they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
That the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
They say a wall is medieval. Well, so is a wheel. One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. I don't throw babies out, believe me. Throw them the hell out of here. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. Take him out. Get him out of here. So go and register. Make sure you get out and vote November 28th. Into cities like right here in Detroit.
I'll take famous chitties for 400.
The words about a pandemic at this point?
No, we're not at all, and we have it totally under control. They're going to be just fine.
You never heard of this. All of a sudden, it's got the world aflutter. We only have 11 cases, and they're all getting better. This is their new hoax. We have lost Nobody. Whatever happens, we're totally prepared.
States and cities across the nation have shut down restaurants and bars.
We pretty much shut it down.
And another brutal day on Wall Street.
Press is in hysteria mode. I didn't do it. I don't know anything about it.
The U.S. is under a national state of emergency.
We did shut it down, yes.
The number of confirmed cases continues to surge.
I think that we're doing a great job.
Hastily arranged airport screenings.
Let's take it easy. Just relax. We have to know what the denominator is.
Anybody that wants a test can get a test.
Heat kills this virus.
We don't have enough tests.
And I think it's going to all work out fine. I don't take responsibility at all.
Senator Susan Collins, you aren't doing the job we elected you to do. While Mainers and the American people demand evidence, witnesses, and answers to Trump's corrupt Ukraine scheme, you keep covering for Trump. Oh, sure. You certainly talk a good game. You're concerned, troubled, worried. But one thing you're not? Independent. Madam Senator, this time a finger wag will not cut it. You're a senator, so act like it. You work for Maine, not Mitch McConnell, because Maine demands independence from our leaders. It's something we had with Olympia Snowe and Bill Cohen. Don't embarrass their legacy by protecting corruption. You aren't there to suborn corruption and loyalty to a political party. That's not the Maine way. That's the Trump way. Mainers demand independence, Senator Collins. We want a fair trial in the Senate and honest leadership. So either do your job, Susan Collins, or Maine will find someone who will.
Two types of Americans have emerged through this pandemic. Those who sacrifice and those who demand. Those who sacrifice, they're the leaders working tirelessly to save American lives. The millions of Americans that have chosen to stay home despite the hardships. The first responders, the nurses, doctors, people who put themselves in harm's way to help others, no matter the cost to themselves. Those who demand, they protest, threaten, scream with words of selfish entitlement. They fight, but only for themselves, for their interests, their desires, putting their wants ahead of what's right, no matter the cost to anyone else. Yes, there are two kinds of Americans. We already know which American Trump is, the same one he's always been. The important question is, which one are you?
Donald Trump is playing pretend again, saying he's the one to take on China. They can't wait. They know who Donald Trump is. Weak, corrupt, ridiculed. China beats him every time. No matter what he says, China's got his number. Trump even begged Chinese leader Xi to help him win re-election. Like a dog. Trade negotiations? China won. Trump's tariffs? They laughed as Trump hit American families with higher taxes. Trump's trade war? Farms and small businesses went bankrupt. China's military? Expanding without American leadership in the region. President Xi? Trump rolls over for China's president every time. Is it Ivanka's secret deals in China? Is it the $250 million debt Trump owed the Bank of China? It doesn't matter, because when it comes to Trump, China can't lose.
It's improper for the president to demand an investigation into a political opponent. It would undermine our Ukraine policy, and it would undermine our national security.
Lieutenant Colonel Vindman escorted out of his job and off the White House grounds.
Vindman complied with the House subpoena, told the truth as he saw it, and last week was fired from his National Security Council job, even being ignominiously escorted from the White House grounds.
As a decorated Wounded War veteran and Purple Heart recipient, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman was asked to leave for telling the truth.
I'm not happy with him. You think I'm supposed to be happy with him? I'm not.
Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
President Trump is sending a signal that the Pentagon should look into disciplining Vindman.
We sent him on his way to a much different location.
Dad, I'm sitting here today in the U.S. Capitol. You made the right decision 40 years ago to leave the Soviet Union and come here to the United States of America in search of a better life for our family. Do not worry.
The military can handle him any way they want.
I will be fine for telling the truth.
Meet Brad Parscale. From dead broke to the man Trump can't win without. Brad was getting rich. How rich? Really rich. But don't tell Donald. He'd wonder how Brad can afford so much. A $2.4 million waterfront house in Fort Lauderdale. 2 Florida condos worth almost $1 million each. He even has his very own yacht. A gorgeous Ferrari. A sleek Range Rover. Brad brags about using private jets. Oh my, Brad's a star. And why not? Brad's worth every dollar. Just ask him.
A record of service, a bipartisan leader who puts good ideas ahead of party politics. America knows Joe Biden. He is the man for this moment. Joe Biden's life has been marked by triumphs that didn't change the goodness in him, and public office that never went to his head. Loss and tragedy forged in him a strength and character this country needs more than ever. Not every American will agree with Joe Biden on every issue, but they know he'll unify this nation again. He won't see just Democrats or Republicans. He'll see Americans.